Hey everyone, welcome to this explainer. I am so thrilled you're joining us today. We're going to take a really focused deep dive into something pretty much every organization on the planet desperately wants, but honestly, very few actually master. We're looking at the exact mechanics of actively sustaining growth in a business. And listen, we're not talking about quick fixes or, band-aid solutions today. We are looking directly at the incredibly powerful framework of Six Sigma synergies in marketing process integration.
So what is the secret to actively sustaining business growth? It's a massive question, right? Because while almost every business out there aggressively seeks growth, actually holding on to it, sustaining it quarter after quarter, year after year, well, that requires a very specific, holistic framework. It's never about luck. It's entirely about architecture and how your processes are fundamentally built from the ground up.
Okay, let's dive into this. Part 1, the Six Sigma marketing story. Now, applying Six Sigma to the marketing process isn't just about grabbing a bunch of random tactics or throwing some isolated ad campaigns at the wall to see what sticks. It's fundamentally a complete, unified narrative. It's the whole integrated story. This means every single phase of your business, from initially defining what the customer actually needs, all the way to controlling the final execution of a campaign, it's all a connected chapter in the exact same book. Literally, everything connects.
Moving on to Part 2. 3 arenas in perfect harmony.
So, the marketing process is explicitly divided into exactly 3 distinct arenas. First up, we've got strategic marketing. This is where you analyze the data, pinpoint the right markets, and figure out actual customer needs. Second is tactical marketing. This is where you take that overarching strategy and develop the specific products, services, or campaigns to actually meet those needs. And third is operational marketing, which is the actual on-the-ground execution of sales, delivery, and customer service. This structural trio is literally the foundation for the entire Six Sigma marketing framework.
And this brilliantly illustrates the core dynamic between these 3 arenas. They absolutely must work in harmony. Think about a symphony orchestra for a second. You've got the strings, the woodwinds, and the brass sections. They're all distinct, right? They play totally different notes, but they must play in perfect synchronization to actually create music. It is the exact same principle here. If your strategic team targets the wrong audience, well, your tactical team's perfectly designed campaign isn't going to matter at all. And if the operational sales team can't effectively deliver the product, the whole thing falls apart. The magic and the actual sustained business growth only happens when they are completely harmonized.
Which brings us to Part 3, the danger of isolation.
See, when all 3 arenas work in perfect harmony, the system absolutely thrives. But a really common and completely flawed approach is operating one arena without the others. This is that classic, dangerous trap of the marketing silo. You know what I mean? It happens when your strategic planners are completely disconnected from your ground-level sales operations. They're just looking at their own separate metrics, running their own independent plays, and basically ignoring the rest of the ecosystem.
The source material uses one very specific, unyielding word to describe this siloed approach: insufficient. You simply cannot actively sustain growth in a business if your marketing processes are totally disconnected. Sure, it might yield a short-term bump or maybe a single successful product launch, but as a foundational strategy for long-term growth, operating in isolation is guaranteed to fail, every single time.
Let's wrap this up with Part 4, achieving true business integration.
So, the crucial point is this. To actively sustain growth, you have to build the whole integrated story. You must activate all 3 marketing process arenas: strategic, tactical, and operational, and you have to ensure they work in total harmony. These concepts are entirely interconnected. They rely completely on one another. You really can't skip a step, isolate a department, and still expect the final result to be sustained business success. It just doesn't work that way.
Which leaves us with this final, vital thought to consider today. Ask yourself, are your marketing arenas telling an integrated story, or are they working in isolation? I'd really challenge you to honestly evaluate your own business processes based on the specific mechanics we've unpacked today. Because as we've clearly seen, the answer to that question is exactly what determines whether your business growth is just a temporary spike or actively sustained for the long haul. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. I hope this really helps you build some incredible harmony in your own work.